Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing February's monthly budget. So I will be setting up our budget for the month of February. I will be using all real numbers. I will also leave a brief description on the screen and in the description box, sharing our family size, the state we live in, and anything that will give you a clearer understanding of our numbers and our budget. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. I will be showing you the monthly spread before I get on with the numbers, just to, let me move this out of the way and zoom you in a little bit, just to show you what it is that I add into my monthly spread. I write super tiny, I'm able to see it, but pretty much in this purple, I just highlight all of the bills. Everything that is in purple is all bills. And then the only debt that we are currently paying is the Wells Fargo credit card. And I do highlight that in red. I don't use, well, I can't say I don't use any stickers because there's so many stickers, but I won't use stickers to put our bills on in this particular monthly spread. I do have a separate one where I track all of my expenses with stickers, and that one does have, it's just filled with a whole lot more stickers. And I will also add in this monthly spread the paydays, any birthdays, any appointments, just anything that we do have to keep in mind, because it will more than likely, we will need money for it. So that's pretty much what I add into this monthly spread. I keep it pretty simple with a few decorative touches. So now let me go ahead and get on with the budget. And then on this side, I do have a few financial goals. And then I do add the appointments here. And there's also a section for birthdays. Financial wins is empty. I guess you have to come back at the end of the month and see if, you know, whatever financial wins you had, you can place them here. Improvements for next month, and then just any thoughts. The financial goals that I have for the month of February is to create a meal plan to save on food and prevent too much takeout. That's seriously my kryptonite when it comes to our budget, and it is something I do have to work on. I have a whiteboard in my kitchen and I have been using it, so I'm off to a good start. And then save at least $1,300 in sinking funds, my personal sinking funds, and savings challenges. And the third goal is to prepare for all things vacation, pretty much things I have to buy, things we have to do, things we have to save for, and just things we have to plan to get us, you know, just have a smooth vacation and anything leading up to that point. Our vacation isn't until April, but it's never too early to get ahead on everything. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. All right, so for the month of February, we are working with 4 paychecks. There are some months where there is 5 paychecks, which is called a magic month. I did already put a little star on the months that will be magic months, if you can see here. And that's just to let me know that there are some months coming up that we will be working with a lot more money, and that little star will just, you know, kind of give me a heads up. So, but like I said, for February, it is 4 paychecks with a total of $6,900. I always estimate on 40 hours. I don't include any overtime or any bonus or anything like that. It is always better to estimate on the lower end if you do get paid hourly. If it's salary, well, then it's pretty much just a flat rate that you will get every time you get paid. I personally don't count on any of that until the actual numbers. And I also do paycheck budgeting. So every single week I will budget out a paycheck. This is just a blueprint of the entire month. For vacation pay, that is $500. Vacation pay is Brian's vacation gets paid out every single month. He doesn't accrue hours, and then whenever he takes a vacation, he gets paid out. It just gets paid out every single month. And then TA pay, $300. He also does TA at the training center for the union that he is a part of. So that is $300 a month. It is usually a little bit more, but like I said, I like to budget on the lower end. And then side income, just any side income, any extra income that comes along the way. I don't budget anything, but I do like to have it in this line. So by the end on the actuals, I can plug all those numbers in. I do get paid from YouTube, but I don't include it in our monthly budget just because it is extra. And like I said, I do paycheck budgets and I will just budget it out whenever it does come in. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start with fixed expenses. For mortgage, it is $2,095. I don't think I've ever said, but it is a little bit under $20.95. I think it's a few cents off. I just round up and I will give that extra cents as a payment just to round it up. I don't really like to budget with cents. I round everything up. For utilities, we are working with $511, and it is so much more than past months. Past months it has been around $350, so it is an increase of around $161. I do have a little note here on the side. For our water bill, it was $117. By the way, utilities, I add everything together. So the water bill, which was $117, the light bill, which is $100, the gas, which came out to an astronomical $262. The most we've ever really paid for gas has been around $100, but I know that it has to do with the rates just blowing up. So for this month, it was $262, and then the trash bill is always $32. It is a quarterly bill, but I do include it every month, and then by the third month it could just get drafted out automatically. So that was a super high increase in compared to all the other months, but we just have to work with the numbers, right? So union dues, $95, US Law Shield, $19, cell phone, $278. Now for cell phone, it was actually $245, I believe, but I added an extra $38 to the payment because last month I had budgeted $365. We got new phones and all of those expenses. That's why it was so much. But I was short those $38, and instead of taking them out of the buffer, I just added them to this cell phone payment, and it is pretty much accounted for. So technically those $38 is just replenishing our checking account. Subscriptions, $74, and that's all subscriptions together. I don't separate them all. I make it a habit to check every now and then if there are any floating around subscriptions, but for the most part it's just $74. I really haven't had any subscriptions creep up on me, but I know that does happen, so every once in a while I do check. ADT, $73. And also, sorry, for subscriptions, also if there's any increases, then I will adjust the numbers accordingly. Life insurance for Brian and myself is $64. Mother-in-law's life insurance, $12. Internet, $85. Rides, $300. I explain this many times, and it kind of gets redundant, but for any of you that are new and or just are starting to budget and you want to know certain categories, or maybe you can implement them in your own budget. So rides, I do have 2 stepchildren and they get taken to and from school, so we pay for that service to cover the gas and the time that the person takes to take them to and from school. And then child support is $700. Again, I have said many times that this isn't all of the child support that gets paid. It is just what we account for in our budget. Anything else gets taken out on the back end. And essentially these two together is $1,000 already. So there is still more than that. But I just like to clarify. Like I said, just in case you're in a similar situation. And I know when it comes to child support and things like that, I don't really see a lot of people talk about it. I just think it is good to open up that conversation because, nowadays there's so many families that is a blended family, and it is something that does affect your budget and your life, and you just have to plan accordingly. So I just wanted throw my 2 cents on that situation. So services is $160. And that's pool cleaning service, landscaping service, and an extra $10 for a Christmas bonus at the end of the year. I'm going to go ahead and total all of these together. This little star represents, this is the only bill that gets paid in cash, and everything else gets drafted out automatically. And I'm going to go ahead and total all of these numbers up. So we have a total of $4,466. $4,466. And I'm going to subtract that from the $7,700, which gives us a remaining balance of $3,234. So now we have this amount to work with for our variable expenses, our debts, and sinking funds or savings. So I'm going to go ahead and start with variable expenses or cash envelopes. I am a cash budgeter, but of course this applies if you are a digital budgeter. You could use it either way. So gas is getting a total of $200 for the month. Miscellaneous, $60. Miscellaneous is just to cover anything that we might be short in any of these other categories, or it's just a miscellaneous expense. For beauty, $80 for the month. This is mainly for haircuts. I should literally just change it to haircuts. For kids, $80 for the month. Just anything that they might need or anything that they might want, a snack or whatever. I like to have a designated amount for them for the month. Giving, $20. Personal is a total of $240. I'm looking off to the side because I have my little cheat sheet here. And $240. So it is $180 for Brian and $60 for me. I don't spend very much. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so most of the time, I end up spending all of these other categories, so it always feels like I'm spending money. And I personally don't spend too much, and Brian does work outside of the home, so he does need a lot more money just for, if he gets lunch or anything like that. He likes to have a bit more. For takeout, $300, groceries, $600, and household, $160. I did remove pets. I had a pets envelope, a pets category, but I did remove it, and I'm including it in the household just because every time I buy pet supplies or dog food and household items, I usually buy them together. So I just think it makes more sense to include them. And you know what? I'm just going to put pets here, /pets. There you go. So it's $160. I'm going to go ahead and total all of this up. So we have a total of $1,740. And if you subtract that from 3234, we have a total of $1,494 left. And now I'm gonna go ahead and go down here to our debts and savings. For our debts, we only have one currently. Well, we have two. I'll explain in a bit. So it is $450. The minimum payment for this Wells Fargo credit card is it's probably like $40 now, just because we've been giving big payments to it. But I like to just give a minimum of $450 because we want to have this paid off by December 2023, which is when the zero interest expires or the promotion is over. And then we also have a car loan, but before getting this credit card and racking up a little bit of debt on it, and there's a reason for that. As far as debt goes, I always have a plan. It is never frivolous spending, at least not anymore. It used to be frivolous spending, but we put our vacation on this credit card. We got cash back, which we also added into the payment to lower the balance. And we've been making these payments to be able to have the vacation paid completely off. I wouldn't normally suggest or encourage you to put a vacation on a credit card, but we do have high reserves in our checking account, in our savings account. So if we really wanted to, we would be able to completely pay it off. It is just, we have a plan to pay it off. It'll be paid off way before December. That's just the time limit that we have. But like I was talking about our car loan, we had been paying it aggressively. So we are paid all the way up until April of 2023 of this year. That loan is also zero interest. So we don't have any interest accruing on it. It's a blessing to have zero interest on a car loan, because I know for the most part, car loans have at least 3-4%, but we have been lucky enough and blessed enough that we don't have interest on our car loan, and we are able to pause paying it so that we aggressively pay this down, and then we will resume in April. So that is it for debts. And for sinking funds, we're going to be putting a total of $673. I will go over the sinking funds breakdown because I do have a breakdown in the back part of this planner on the notes. And then for savings challenges, I don't even know why I used yellow. You could kind of see it, right? So for savings challenges, I am budgeting a total of $350. And this is for 2 savings challenges, which is the Max It Out Challenge and the 100 Envelope Challenge. The Max It Out Challenge is a Roth IRA, and that I'm budgeting $200. And the 100 Envelope Challenge, I'm budgeting $150. So that's pretty much our, oh, I didn't even do the totals. Okay, so let me total this up. 450 plus 673 plus 350 gives us a total of 1473. 1,473. Let me just make sure my cheat sheet. Yes, that's right. So 1473. Now I'm gonna deduct. You guys couldn't even see the math. Sorry. Oh, 1494 minus 1473 gives us a remaining balance of 21. And I'm going to leave that in our checking account as a small buffer. So essentially it is a zero-based budget, but there's $21 left, which are staying in the bank. So that's pretty much how our monthly budget looks. Let me zoom you guys out a bit just so you could see it in one place. And I'm gonna go ahead and share the sinking funds like I mentioned a little bit ago. I already started on my first paycheck budget, which that video should be coming out sometime, maybe on Monday. I'm not exactly too sure when. So here are my sinking funds. These are all the sinking funds that we contribute to. And the category, I have the budgeted amount here. This is the actual, and then this is the difference. So for certain ones, if there's a line there, of course, I'm not including any money. At least with the paycheck budget, the actual might change, which right now I will show you what I mean because I have it for January. I already went through all those numbers. And so I'm just going to run through them really quickly. For emergency fund, we're planning to budget $20, home maintenance $120, car maintenance $20, annual bills $10, month ahead in bills and cash $0, health $10, school $10, vacation $200, Christmas $10, my kids $128 altogether. I do have their initials here separated out, and they do get different amounts just based on their age. For Brian and myself, nothing. For family fun, 20, dates 5, clothing 10, birthdays 100. There are a few birthdays in the month of February, so I did want to budget quite a bit. Gifts 5, holidays 5, and home decor, room makeover, and Bronco aren't getting anything. And I just want to give you guys an example of what I mean as far as budgeted and actual. I'm just showing you how I use and set up this page. So for the month of January, our budgeted amount in sinking funds was $310, but we actually ended up saving $1,066, which is a difference of $756. And that's just to show you that for the month, you can plan a certain number and you just get a lot more income and you're able to add a lot more into your sinking funds. Now, some of these sinking funds were used in the month of January, not many, but some were. So the actuals that is in the sinking fund might be different, but as far as what was budgeted is all of these numbers here. And that's pretty much it. One more thing before I forget, I did want to share my I think I shared it in last month's monthly budget. So this is the draft, the rough draft for our budget, and then all these numbers I just transfer it onto here. And then I have already set up pretty much for the most part set up all of the paycheck budgets for the month of February. So all I really have to do is plug in the numbers, and whenever we receive the paychecks, I will put the amount and adjust all of the numbers in bills, cash envelopes, and all of these sections. Some sections are empty just because I don't know whether we are going to have, for example, here, I don't know if there's going to be an extra expense, so I do leave it blank. Once I come around to the third week, I will, if there's any expense, I will add it here. If not, then I will just put none here. And this is just so that I know what is to come throughout the month, and I don't have to be waiting around till we get the paycheck to completely do all of the budget. It kind of makes things a lot easier just because I always also have remaining balances. For example, as you can see here, there is a remaining balance of $649.50, but this money, we keep it in the bank, and then by the time, for example, March comes around, we have the money to pay the mortgage and pay whatever bills have to come out that first week of the month. I like having the paycheck budgets set up for the month already, and if we have to play with the numbers, then there's always, you could just use whiteout, and then the totals can also change, but it makes it a lot easier to know when and how much things have to come out from which paycheck. And it's pretty much, it's easy for me, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. That's pretty much going to be it, you guys. I don't think I have much else to say. I will be having a couple videos maybe tomorrow and then on Monday. I'm falling behind a little bit, but I'm trying to catch back up. Let me know if you're a monthly budgeter or a paycheck budgeter, or you like to do both like me. I know it is double the work, especially when you use pen and paper, but I really like to see the difference in what we thought was going to happen and then what actually happens, especially when it's a lot more money than we could save. When it's less, well, it's not as exciting, but just the same, it lets us know where we can improve, where we can cut back, and also where we can give ourselves grace. I think a lot of times we think about too much about like saving and saving and saving, and you also have to enjoy your money. I'm speaking to myself here, but if you had to hear that, well, here I am to let you know that it's okay to also spend your money. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video, you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Have an awesome rest of your day or night. See you next time. Bye.